All right, so the first thing we are going to do is draw a horizontal line across the bottom of our page for the ground. You can make it go all the way across, or you can stop it. It doesn't matter to me. It's not that big of a deal. Does not have to be straight. It's fine. So then our first step, we're going to talk about a foreground, a middle ground, and a background. So a foreground is something that is in front of the picture. A middle ground is what's in the middle, and then the background is what is behind it. So the first thing we're going to draw is the buildings that are in the foreground. I want you to remember that word, foreground. So I'm going to start with those. They're going to be spaced apart so that we can fit buildings between them. But here we go. So I'm going to start out here with 2 straight lines, 1 there, 1 here. Notice how short this building is. If you make your buildings in front the tallest, then you're not going to be able to see the buildings behind them. So I have 2 right here. I want to see the corner of that building, so I'm going to draw another line in the middle. Then I'm going to connect them. And there's my first building. Right now it looks like 2 squares, but that's just because I have not added the details such as the windows and the doors to it yet. I'm going to keep going with my buildings that are in the foreground. Remember, you can pause my video at any time to catch up. Okay, you can also rewind, start over, all up to you. So I'm going to do a building next to it the same way. I'm going to start with the sides of the building, and I'm going to make those the same size. I know we talked a little bit about perspective last year. Perspective is the way something looks. So we are lower than these buildings. We want to make them look 3-dimensional. So I'm not going to make the corner of the building the same height as these 2. I want it to be a little taller. I'm going to put a dot there. Boom. Then I'm going to draw a straight line down. So then when I connect it, my lines are angled. Okay? Easy. All right, I'm going to move over again, just a couple fingers over again. Again, draw the 2 straight lines that are the same height. And then in the middle, it does not have to be perfectly in the middle. It could be over to the side a little bit. I want it a little taller. This is the corner of the building. Boom. Then I'm going to connect it again. Okay? Then again, I'm going to put my finger down, get a few spaces between the buildings. I'm going to do it one more time. I want it to be a little taller in the middle. I connect it. Okay. I'm going to do a really short building over here. It's very low, very wide. And then I want the corner to be to the right. That is not taller than these 2. So I'm going to draw a dot to where I know, okay, bring it down. There we go. And then connect it again. If you have a ruler at home and you want to make your lines straight and perfect, go right on ahead. I don't feel as though it's needed, so I'm not spending time to do that, but you can. So those are our buildings in the foreground. Now, I'm going to talk to you about the middle ground. So we're going to draw a little bit taller buildings, and they're going to be behind these buildings. So I'm going to draw a building right here. I'm going to draw the sides of it. Start here. There's one side of the building. I'm going to bring it down to here. I can't draw in front of the building because it's behind it. So once I get to the top of that building, I stop. Okay. Now I want the corner of my building again to be just a tad bit taller. So I draw a dot, I look, I make sure that it is taller. Boom, it is. So I'm going to draw a straight line down. And then I connect it. Okay. I'm going to add a fun little top to this building. So I'm going to draw 2 straight lines. There's 1, 2. I'm going to draw diagonal lines now, going in towards each other, okay? So I'm going to go to there. Yours does not have to look like mine at all. You can make yours look a little bit different if you want. And then I'm going to connect it with a straight line. You could even add a spindle to the top. We'll add details later, okay? All right, so now I'm going to add another building into my middle ground, okay? I'm going to start here. Straight line. Straight line. And then the middle of the building again is taller. And then I slant the top. Okay. All right, and we are still in the middle ground. So I'm going to come over here between these 2 buildings. I'm gonna draw 2 straight lines, 1, 2. I want the middle one to be taller. So I'm going to draw that line down. Again, I stop once I hit this building. I connect. And I'm going to go ahead and add some details to show you. I'm even going to add another layer to this one. Again, it's taller. Slanted, boom. Boom. And I'll add a triangle for the spindle at the top. Okay, so now we've done our middle ground. So we have our buildings in the foreground. We have our buildings in the in the middle ground. Now we're going to do our buildings in the background. So I'm going to do the same thing, draw my 2 lines. Again, I'm going to stop once I hit this building. There's 1. I don't want it to be too skinny, so I'm going to come and make it come behind this building. Okay. The corner of the building again, just a little bit higher. And stop. Then I'm going to connect it. Again, please, and then a little square on top. Please pause the video when you need more time. I'll draw my spindle. All right, we're going to draw 2 more buildings. So I'm going to draw the side of this building goes behind this one. Now, we're not going to be able to see the other side of this one. We're going to pretend it's behind this building. So I'm going to make this line a little bit taller. This is the corner of the building. Bring it all the way down. Then I'm going to connect it. And then this just vanishes behind this building. Let's try that again. The side of another layer. The middle. We connect it. This way it's going to connect behind there. So you can think of your buildings connecting. They look like arrows, okay? They're always going to come up to a point, like an arrow. They're all pointing to the sky, just like skyscrapers do. Let's go ahead and add another layer to this one. You will be able to see the side since it's smaller. And then I'm going to do a circle and another spindle. That one kind of looks like it's blowing away in the wind, but that's okay. Okay, and the same with this one. This building, the right side's going to be behind this building. So I'm going to start with the middle line, which is taller. Then this one, it stops behind this guy. And then I connect it. And then you can add, there we go. And there is the basis of our skyscraper. Since I have 2 spindles over here and a triangle here, I think I'm gonna, to balance it out, I'm gonna add a triangle here and then a square with another spindle over here. A spindle is like the antenna on top of the building, by the way. Okay, so that is how we draw the buildings. If you want to rewind and go at your own pace, go for it. Yours do not have to look like mine. I want to reiterate that. They do not have to look like mine. You create yours however you want. Now I'm going to add different types of windows and doors to the different buildings. You don't want to do the same types of windows on all of the buildings because then it all just mixes in together and looks like one big blob. So I'm going to start with my doors, okay? So of course you're just going to draw rectangles for your doors. You could even have on the bigger buildings, have them be double doors. So I'll draw a line in the middle. This door can be taller. This door can be wider. This door can have an arch in it, like it is a revolving door. Make your doors however you want. Just make sure your buildings have doors, otherwise your people can't get in and out, and that's a problem. You can't really see this door, this building's door, or this building's door, so I'm not going to draw it. If you want to add your handles, you can. This is a revolving door, so I'm not going to add a handle there. Okay, so that is how you add your doors. Then the next step is your windows. So for some of these buildings, I'm just going to add lines, because for some, all the way across, because for some buildings, literally, they're all made of windows. So that's how we're going to do that. And I gotta make them slanted too, just like that one. With these up here, we can just draw the windows. And now that that's behind there, I'll only draw the 2. These are easy, just dashes so that you're not spending your entire time drawing windows. So then on here, I could just do the lines again. And typically, whatever you do on one side, you want to do to the other. So I wouldn't do these windows on this side of this building and then a different set of windows on this side. So again, I want to follow the slanted line. All your lines point up like an arrow. Let's see what type of windows here. I think I'm just going to do the big lines. Boom. Oh, didn't mean to do that because it's right next to it, but oh well, it's fine. You can tell they're different buildings, and a way to tell they're a different building even more so is by making them different colors. Let's see here. I'm going to do actual squares in this one. Make these circles. I don't know why, but why not? Rectangles for their windows. Y'all, I do not care what type of windows you make. I just suggest you don't make all of them the same so that you have some differentiated buildings, as in meaning you can tell the difference between your buildings. And what will help with that again is coloring them. Let's go with just the dashes here since this is such a small building. Boom. Have this side done. Look, it's already looking like a cityscape already. Let's go with, we'll go with the straight lines here. And then I'm gonna do just the straight like dashes here. Please take your time. Your art teacher is currently not taking her time, but again, she's drawn this 100 times, so it's easier for me. And you'll get, the more you do it, the easier it'll be for you as well. The dashes, because 1, 2, 3, 4, and make sure you're doing the same in the rows. So like over on here, I always did 3, like one on top of the other. They always lined up. Here you see it goes 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. But that's just because these two, or this one, is like hidden behind this building. So I do 4 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, because it's hidden behind there. Boom, boom. This is 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Boom. Would you look at that? And you know what? I think that we're gonna add, since New York City's called the Big Apple, we're gonna add an apple to our top right corner here. So we're gonna start off with the bottom, and it's gonna be kind of like a wavy W line. So we're gonna go around like that. It doesn't have to look like mine. It can look differently. Then same up top, but maybe a little wider. And then with a curved rounded line, we'll connect them. Then we'll draw the stem and the leaf. And then I'm gonna do block letters inside. N, Y. Ooh, these don't look that great, but that's okay. C. Boom, shakalaka. And then your next step is to color it. I'm going to save my coloring for when we're making it together tomorrow. So stay tuned for that.